All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 11 of the H5 Inspired webinar series. I'm Seth Butte from NAU's Arizona Institute for Education and the Economy. All in Education is an Arizona-based nonprofit organization dedicated to ensuring that communities most impacted by inequities in education have a voice in shaping education policy and leadership. All in Education works to build a more inclusive and just education system for all students through leadership development, parent and community engagement, advocacy, and much more. Their commitment to family engagement is evident through initiatives like the Parent Educator Academy. This program equips parents and caregivers with the skills, confidence, and understanding needed to support their child's learning, advocate for their rights, and productively collaborate with educators and school leaders. At the heart of this mission is a leader committed to education, equity, and empowerment of family and community. It's my pleasure now to introduce the CEO of All in Education, Stephanie Parra.
Awesome. Thank you, Seth. And while we transition, let me just share my screen and start the slideshow and make sure that everybody can see my screen. All right. Well, thank you all for joining, and thank you, Seth, for inviting us to this conversation. Going to share about our work, the work that we do with families. So we started this work with parents and caregivers, our flagship program, the Parent Educator Academy, which I will share more about. We piloted that in spring of 2021 as we were navigating distance learning in the pandemic. And that has really evolved from family engagement to workforce transformation for the education sector. So I will be highlighting how our parents are redefining education leadership in our communities. So I myself am coming to you as a proud daughter, sister, advocate, and leader. First generation American. I was born and raised in Yuma, Arizona. Superintendent Brienza, very proud of my roots, and very connected to the public school system in Yuma there. I also am now obviously leading All in Education and currently a future Dr. Parra. I'm getting my doctorate degree in educational leadership and innovation. So that's the lens that I approach this work through, really from a personal perspective of the value that my parents had in shaping my leadership journey, my educational journey, and my leadership journey in education as well. As Seth highlighted, our mission as an organization, we started really grounded in wanting to ensure that the individuals that are impacted by inequities, that they really have a voice and a seat in decision making, that they are shaping the current and the future state of our education system. In Arizona, one of the things that we highlight is the importance of representation. In Arizona, our student population is 48% Latino, but I'm proud of the stat number two, because when we started reporting on this in 2021, it was at 13% representation on the State Board of Education, and now we're at 27%. So there's been some significant gains there. Unfortunately, in administrators and both in the workforce, there continues to be a significant gap of representation of Latino students who are a very fast-growing majority in our public schools. And so when all of the research on the importance of representation tells us that academic outcomes go up, discipline issues go down, and attendance rates go up when students have leaders who look and sound like them in the classroom. The representation issue is one that we highlight as an organization. And representation to us comes in different ways. We believe that parents are truly their kids' first teachers, and that is essentially what the Parent Educator Academy builds upon, that perspective and that line of thinking. I mentioned we piloted Parent Educator Academy in spring of 2021 with 30 families. We were in South Phoenix and South Yuma County. Actually, then working with then Superintendent Thompson in Yuma. And we were able to collaborate with 30 families at that time. All of our parents graduated successfully, and they graduated with this newfound sense of confidence in navigating the education system, and really a confidence in building their communication and their relationship with their kids' teachers. And so that's the foundation of what Academy sets out to do. For us, this is really about strengthening the communication and the relationship between schools and families. There is often when we were navigating the pandemic, we were all talking about the digital divide. But I think what was more prevalent for me, after a series of outreach, and listening to the community, is the massive communication divide that exists between schools and families. And so this is what the Parent Educator Academy is really intentional about, bridging that divide, is giving parents the tools to have better, stronger, more effective communication with their kids' teachers, and in turn having teachers see the importance of having that strong relationship with families, all in the interest of supporting and improving student outcomes. I want to share a testimonial from one of our parent alumni. So let me try to play this, and hopefully y'all can.
Hello, my name is Jesus Canizales, and I'm part of the Parent Educator Academy. The experience was great. There's a lot of eye-opening things that I hadn't realized as a parent that other parents were going through within the education system in Arizona. And so I think as parents, and as more importantly, parents of students that are within the education system, it's on us to be able to make some of these changes that need to happen. We need to be advocates for our children, whatever they might be going through, recognizing some of the problems that they may be going through, that they're not talking to us about it, kind of seeing some of those signs where they might need some help, or where we can sort of communicate better with the teacher so that our children can get the help that they need.
So that's just one testimonial from one parent, but we have trained over 815 alumni now, and just these last 4.5 years have gone through our Parent Educator Academy. And as you saw from that parent testimonial, it's really, parents come to the realization that they have a very critical role to play in improving outcomes for their kids. And I think that that's been the most critical and important outcome, is that parents really start to take ownership of that, the importance of them being partners in their kids' educational journeys, especially when we are working with families who historically have just kind of assumed that the teacher knows what's best. And so, I don't engage or I don't ask questions out of respect for the teacher because they know what's best for my kid. But really what they're learning in the Parent Academy is that there's nobody that knows their kid better than them, and they can really help the teacher help their kid. And so those are the confidence boosting and the agency building that the Parent Educator Academy really does for our families. And then in another beautiful testimony, I want to introduce you to Fabi. Fabiola Velasquez is an alumni of our third cohort of PEA. Fabi in the last few years has become a leader in her community. So she started as a parent leader with us, I believe, almost 3 years ago in Roosevelt District. And then this summer decided to take a leap of faith with us and joined our Parent Educator Summer Institute program. The Parent Educator Summer Institute provided parents with the skills to become classroom aides and paraprofessionals. So Fabi has gone from a participant in the Parent Educator Academy to a leader in her community, educating other parents on the importance of being engaged and being informed and being advocates for their children. And now she is actually working full-time in Roosevelt School District as a classroom aide at one of their elementary schools. So she's been on this journey with us. She is one of our parents who really saw, and these are the incredible founding cohort, our 8 moms, 8 alumni from our Parent Educator Summer Institute initiative. These are all incredible women who are already highly engaged, volunteering a lot, and pouring in their time and their energy to supporting their children's needs, but they were also helping other families in the Roosevelt community. And so at this 2-week summer institute, we piloted with the Arizona K-12 Center to do 2 weeks of the foundations of literacy and the science of reading. And so these women learned all about how to provide additional instructional support in the classroom, and they got the foundations of the science of reading. Roosevelt principals came into the Summer Institute, interviewed them. They had formal interviews, and we had 100% job offers at the end of that Summer Institute. 7 out of the 8 women are now working full-time in Roosevelt School District as either classroom aides or paraprofessionals. 2 of them do have their para certs. And our goal with this initiative of sustainable leadership is to upskill these women over time. So take them from a classroom aide or a paraprofessional. They're currently in a community of practice with faculty from NAU, from the K-12 Center. And every summer we will upskill them with the goal of by the end of year 4 that they could achieve both a degree and a teaching certificate in elementary and special education. And so to us, this is taking family engagement to the workforce and actually building a sustainable pipeline, a sustainable and valuable pipeline for a sector that very much needs talent. I think for us, this model is demonstrating that there is an incredible amount of talent in our communities, should we choose to view them as talent and invest in them. And so this is a budding program that we're very excited about its future and how it evolves, especially as our flagship academy model is reaching so many families. We're on track to have over 1,000 alumni by the end of this year. We believe that this could be a real source of talent for the education sector. And I jumped ahead on my slides, but already shared all 8 participants received jobs. And then they are, all of them actually at the focus group that I had with them just a couple weeks ago, do want to continue exploring a pathway to a teaching degree. And I think for me, the other thing that's important about this is, they're realizing just how hard working in education is. And I think that being in that cohort style, building community with each other is also just super critical for first-year educators to have that outlet and have that support so that we can retain them in the long run. And so with that, I believe that's really the end of my slides. Please, if you are able to scan this QR code, you join our newsletter, get updates and information from us and our organization, the things that we're up to, and also just happy to open it up and answer questions. So I will stop sharing and we can just chat. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Stephanie. I didn't realize that the Educator Academy actually gets to the training for the classroom aides and then on the way up. So how do people find out about that?
Yeah.
Parents
So
and schools, both. Like, how does everybody find out?
yeah, so we work through schools predominantly. So we have MOUs with school partners. We are both in predominantly in district schools, but open to partnerships with charter schools as well. And so through those MOUs is how we start to establish a relationship and then offer the Parent Educator Academy as step 1. And then the Summer Institute and that kind of talent pipeline is really that phase 2 of building and cultivating that talent through our alumni base. I think when we grew alumni as quickly as we did, we were actually inspired by them pursuing career opportunities on their own, unprompted and unsupported from us. So we had everything from librarians to crossing guards. They were just becoming very passionate about the field and deciding to pursue the career opportunities. And that's when we decided as an organization to put some energy and resources behind supporting this as a real pipeline and a pathway. And so, yeah, we're right now, I was just mentioning to Superintendent Brienza, we're looking to expand to more rural communities, Somerton, San Luis region in Yuma County. And then we're also going to expand to Miami Globe area as well.
So Stephanie, it's strange though to hear you say Superintendent Brienza.
No,
I
I want
know.
to call you principal. My
Whatever.
principal.
But we've had some success with the Parent Academy as well. One area that you mentioned that I never even realized, and maybe it's been something that you guys have added, is the upscaling. The ability for people to maybe be parapros, and then because in our district it's all about parapros. It's not really teachers aides, it's more parapros. But then from parapros you get into the classroom, maybe through NAU with one of their programs, so you get your bachelor's or master's potentially paid for. So I kind of like to know more about that. If there's not time today, maybe we can get together to talk more about growing your own.
Yeah.
Also, the Summer Institute. We have a high migrant population here, so a lot of our parents who might be interested aren't here in the summer. So, is there thoughts of maybe eventually reaching out to making it a fall institute? But then again, they're in the fields working late in the evenings too, so it's kind of hard. But I'd like to know more about the upscaling though.
Yeah. Yeah, so we are currently so our goal right now is to start to think what that pathway could look like. So we're almost designing it like an apprenticeship model. Grow your own slash apprenticeship. So we are looking at like what are the coursework, and then can a community college partner come alongside with us? And I'm not sure if AWC does the 4-year degrees, but I know that all three universities are on AWC's campus,
Yeah.
right? So how do we start to articulate and give the parents credit for some of this, if it's practicum hours? So we're in the very early stages, honestly, of designing that map. But we do want to get to a place where here's what the 4-year map looks like. And then hopefully here's how we replicate it based on the region, right? So right now, in Yuma, for example, we're starting with really strengthening the relationship with our school partners, getting parents into the academy, identifying who some of these strong parent leaders are, because that is also a piece of it. It's already, and you might already say like, hey, I have 5 parents out here that that have been engaged. They're very active in their school communities. And those are the folks that we would want to get in front of and start building relationship and trust with. That's really how our team has gotten to getting them into the institute. It's been a lot of relationship building with the families. So right now it would be like a summer institute. As we expand and think about scale over time, like we would certainly be open to different iterations based on regional needs and things like that. But right now we're thinking, just because they would also be working full-time throughout the academic year, ideally, right? So the school partner has vacancies that they're looking to fill. Our parents need jobs. How do we kind of essentially provide that loop? And then throughout the year, the parents are getting additional PD from our partners and from us. And then every summer they're upskilling actually, I think we're going to extend the institute to 3 weeks this summer, coming up. But year over year, that summer institute is where they would upskill. So
Well, I just want to add, I know it's not what people think about all the time, but if you get someone in the workforce, they also get into the state retirement system earlier on.
exactly.
So that provides opportunities down the road for them as well. So
Exactly.
I think I want to connect with you maybe down the road. I'll get something scheduled to meet with you though, because I think we have some opportunities with AWC and our partners here. So
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah, like I said, Yuma is a priority region personally and professionally. So I definitely would love to connect and see how we can team up. I do think that and I mentioned it, all the great work that's already happening in Yuma. But I do think this could really add some value to all the stuff that y'all are working on. So yeah, I would love to chat further. That was one thing too. I'll just add, these are predominantly families that are coming either from single income or low income households. And a majority of these women are either working full time for the first time since they became moms, or they were single moms. Like we had a testimonial from one of the moms, Olivia, who shared that prior to this, she was working at McDonald's. And so even though McDonald's was paying her $18 an hour, the hours and the schedule was so unstable that it was just not giving her the stability that she needed for her kids. And so now she has a stable check, a stable income, healthcare benefits, not to mention the pension and the retirement system. And so that in the long run, our thinking is that this isn't just going to improve the educational outcomes for the students and support staff retention, but it's really going to be transformational in the economic opportunities that we can provide to families that really need it. So, yeah. But happy to chat further, and I'll come visit you in Yuma because I'm doing more trips down there.
good.
Yeah.
Stephanie, how can people get a hold of you? Like educators, school leaders, how do they contact All in Education or you or?
Yeah, I mean, so they can reach out. The newsletter is one way, but also I'll just drop my email in the chat here. Folks can reach out directly to me via email. And we're happy to meet. My colleague Anais on the call, same email, she and I kind of lead our partnership. So as folks are interested in collaborating with our organization, they can certainly reach out to either one of us. Yeah.
Great, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Any other questions? All right.
Awesome. Thank you for having us. This was great.
Yeah, thank you, Stephanie. We really appreciate your time and this information. Like I'm still like I'm just blown away at how far it's come along so quickly. It's awesome.
Yeah, we're excited. We really are. I love doing this work, and my team does too. We're all just really excited about what's coming. So yeah. Cool. Thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot. And
Thanks.
we'll all be in touch.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Bye.